plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth, and he stayed for another 7 days, and sent the dove, and it returned not again to him anymore. The raven and the dove. Interesting little picture here. What do you think of when you think of a raven or a crow?
Scavenger.
Scavenger,
Yeah.
death. Spiritually speaking, what?
Evil.
Evil. Whereas when you think of the dove, what do you think of?
Peace.
Peace.
Love.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Right. Why would God? Why would He orchestrate it such that? I mean, a crow and a dove. And what's the significance of you know, this little story? First of all, the crow. Noah sent the crow out, and it just flew around, went back and forth, and flew around until the waters were where he could survive. He never came back to the ark. What could that be a picture of in the life of a believer?
Sin's so rampant and you're so deep in it, you don't come back.
Yeah, you go out from the presence of the Lord and you're content.
Right.
You're just out. You're okay with things.
Right.
I was doing some studying on this raven and the crow, and you know, I just kind of pictured that this crow, you know, must have been a pretty strong stinking crow, because you know it's flying for, you know, a month or so. I think about 2 months is what it would wind up being before it came where it. But you know, if you think about it, there was probably corpses floating, you know, throughout, you know, this flood.
Right.
And this crow, being a scavenger who would eat corpses, you know, would be able to sit, you know, fly down and land on a corpse and eat, and you know, just a disgusting bird.
Right.
But
Just as the raven was getting stronger doing this, the more we're away from God, the more sin, and the stronger sin becomes. And it's harder to come back from all of that too. It really is.
But he was content. He was content leaving the presence of the ark and the safety of the ark, and flying around and roaming about in a judged and condemned world.
Freedom of the open.
Whereas, look at this dove. It says, the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, so she returned to the ark.
Mm-hmm.
The dove went out and just couldn't. I mean, and you know, I don't know about you, but there, you know, there's times that I've sinned or I've gotten away out of God's will. I mean, it just, boy, there's just something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and not that I'm perfect, not that I stay in God's will all the time, but you know, you know, I'm not at ease when I know that there's something not right between me and God.
Gives a whole new meaning to the chastening of God.
Mm-hmm.
He chastises you. Your conscience won't let you rest.
That's a picture of what you talked about when the doors were closed, that God was with Noah and his family. And this dove keeps coming back to rest with God.
Right.
You know, don't venture out. I don't want that.
He
You come
couldn't
back.
find satisfaction in what the world, what this world had to offer, until the world was renewed and restored, and you know, until God said, "All right, come on out."
Yeah.
This dove found no rest. But I want to go a little deeper here, and look at this. You know, we've talked about Noah and the flood, and it's, you know, this being a type of Israel being brought through, and God gives us a picture here of Israel. Look at the book of Hosea. chapter 7. In verse 11 it says, Ephraim, which is the title of this, the northern kingdom, is also like a silly dove without a heart. If you go over to chapter 11 and verse 11, they shall tremble as a bird out of Egypt, as a dove out of the land of Assyria. So the Bible gives reference to Israel like a dove. And this dove found no rest for the sole of her feet. Turn to the book of Isaiah, chapter 60.
Isaiah what?
Chapter 60. I'm sorry, let's go to Deuteronomy first.
Oh.
Chapter 28. This is conditions that God gave Israel. You know, He said, if you do this, this, and this, I will bless you. However, if you disobey me and don't keep my commands, and so on and so forth, look at verse 63. It says, it'll come to pass, this is in Deuteronomy 28:63. It'll come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to nothing. And you shall be plucked from off the land where you go to possess it, and the Lord will scatter you among all people from the one end of the earth even to the other. And there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations you shall find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. That's where Israel's at today. Just like this dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, Israel's just been scattered and has found no rest. But just like the dove found comfort in the ark and it was brought through and brought into a new beginning, God is going to bring Israel through this thing. God's not done with Israel. Now I want to go to Isaiah 60.
Isaiah what?
Chapter 60. This passage is dealing with Israel's deliverance. It opens up, he says, Arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise on you, and his glory shall be seen on you, and the Gentiles shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your rising. This is all messianic. This is all dealing with the time that Israel's going to be restored and brought to that place at the top of the nations. And if you go down to verse 14, this is interesting. He says, The sons of those that afflicted you shall come bending unto you, and all they that despise you shall bow themselves down at the soles of your feet. So while today Israel has found no rest for the soles of her feet, and the Gentile, no people group in the history of mankind has been hated like the Jews. They have suffered just like Cain. Cain said, man, everyone that sees me is just going to hate me. They're going to know what I did and they're going to hate me. And that's the same. Jews are just hated. But one day, all those people, all those nations that afflicted the Jews, they're going to come and bow themselves down to the soles of their feet and serve them.
Right.
So the dove just gives us a picture once again that God's dealing with Israel. God's going to be dealing with Israel during the tribulation, and is going to bring them to the place that He wants them to